Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing great and you had a beautiful weekend. Today's video is going to be a DIY video where I'm going to be transforming this t-shirts into beautiful wrap t-shirts. I got this t-shirts from the men's section of Mr. Price for about $6 each in this beautiful blush pink color, and this is a first style of wrap t-shirt. It's so beautiful. I think it's so cool and edgy, and anyone can definitely rock this any time of the year. You're going to look cute in this, and it has this beautiful string detail at the back that I am so in love with. And this is a second style of wrap t-shirt, so it's definitely a full-on wrap, and I think the string detail makes it super edgy and super sexy. And in case you want to show off some collarbones, because collarbones are so 2019, you can wear the same t-shirt off the shoulder and you're bringing on the sexy, you're bringing on all the pizzazz. I am so in love with these two tops, and in case you are too, let me show you how to make them. First things first, I marked off with a pin the point I wanted my ties to reach, and once that was done, I just marked the midpoints on my t-shirt all the way up to the pin. I definitely recommend doing this if you want to have ties that are equal in width and length. Once my midpoints were marked, I just drew a straight line down, joining the points with a ruler, and once that was done, I just cut along the line with my pair of scissors, and I had my ties. Make sure to cut up until the point you meet the pin, and once that was done, I just marked the length of my split and I duplicated that on both ends. As I said, you want your ties to be as equal as you possibly can make them, so I definitely recommend throwing in some measurements here and there. Just be a mathematician for a minute. And once my points were marked off, I just cut up until that point with my pair of scissors on both sides. Make sure to avoid the seam, as you don't want that in your ties, as it will make them very bulky. Once my ties were cut off, I just lay them flat, and if they're not laying flat, make sure you snip off some more fabric, because them laying flat just shows you that they're an even length, and that's a tip for you. Once they were folded in half, I used them as a guide to cut the back, after deciding that this was the length I wanted my t-shirt to be at the back. Once I got rid of that fabric, I made sure to stretch out the raw edge, that way it wouldn't show in my final t-shirt. And if your wrap ties are long enough, you can definitely skip this step, but mine were a bit short and I needed to make them longer. So all I'm doing now is I'm taking the back piece that was left, and all I did was snipped off the seams, folded it in half and cut along that line. That way I would have two bits of equal fabric. And these are the pieces you're going to add to your ties to make them longer. I snipped off the seams because, as I said, I don't want bulky ties, so I got rid of as much seams as I could. Once the seams were off, I just joined the fabric to the end of the wrap ties and sewed right across, and I had one long tie on each end. So just make sure they're even, sew straight across and you're good to go. And this is what the ties look like. As you can see, they're much longer. No one will notice the sewing, I promise, and that's what they look like on the inside. Once you're done, it's time to wear your beautiful masterpiece, and all you're going to do is you're going to wrap the ties around your body and tie a knot at the back. Make sure you even everything out and nothing is poking out that shouldn't be poking out. Tie your knot at the back and you're good to go. As you can see, having longer ties just makes sure you have that fabric hanging at the back, which I think is super cute, as opposed to having a short bit of fabric at the back flapping around. And this is the front of the t-shirt. I love this so much. I think this is so beautiful and it would definitely flatter everyone. I definitely think so. And now it's time to move on to making the second wrap t-shirt. So for this t-shirt, I'm just marking off the midpoints just like in the first one. As I said, you want your ties to be the same length and width, so so I definitely recommend doing this. I'm just drawing a straight line down with a ruler just to make sure I can cut straight. If you watch my videos, you know I am very bad at cutting in straight lines, and I definitely always need a guide, and that's why I drew the straight line. Once I'd cut right down that line, I just opened up my t-shirt and I marked the point I wanted my t-shirt to reach at the back. I was definitely eyeballing this at this point, so I recommend you try the t-shirt on and mark it off. But if you feel daring like me, you can just eyeball this. And once I had my points, I just cut off the fabric up until I met that point on both ends. Once that was done, I also got rid of the back bit because we're not going to be needing it. Make sure to stretch out the raw edge, that way it doesn't show. And once that was done, it was time to make my holes for my string to pass through. So all I'm doing now is I'm marking off the midpoints on each tie, and I'm just going to poke a hole with my scissors on both sides, a very tiny hole. Make sure it's not too big, otherwise your string will pass through quite easily, which is not something you want once you tie your t-shirt. And now, taking the bit of fabric that was left from the back, I'm just going to snip off the seam and then make a string. All I did with the string is I made sure to leave a bit of fabric at the end, that way I would have one long string as opposed to tying together two pieces. But if you want to do that, it's totally up to you. And once I had my bit of fabric, I just stretched it out so that it could resemble a string. And after that was done, I just snipped off the seams because you don't want them to be hanging in your final project, obviously. Once you have your two strings, that's what they look like. And now it's time to attach them to your top. So make sure the knot is on the inside of the t-shirt. All I did was tie a knot, made it very tight, and snipped off the excess fabric. That way I'd have a beautiful string hanging from my top. After that was done on both sides, this is what my t-shirt looked like, and now it's time to wear it. And all you're going to do is you're going to wrap it around your body just like the first one, and you're going to pull as tightly as you can. Don't worry about the excess fabric, just hide it with your t-shirt. So I definitely recommend making your t-shirt way longer so that you're able to easily hide that bulky fabric at the back. Once that's done, bring your strings to the front, crisscross them, and bring them back to the back. Tuck in what needs to be tucked in, that way everything looks nice and neat. Tie your knot. And once your knot is tied at the back, it's time to tuck in the neckband and everything so that it looks quite finished and clean. And once that was done, this is your t-shirt. I am so in love with this color, so in love with the string details on this top. I am just so in love with it overall. And obviously you can also wear this off shoulder in case that's what you're feeling like on a particular day. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you that watches my videos. You guys rock. You're the real MVPs, and I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting little old me. I really appreciate it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's upload, and I'll hopefully see you very soon in my next one. Until then, bye guys.